What do you think is the most significant development that came out of your meetings with Aung San Suu Kyi?
I think it was an important meeting for both substantive and symbolic reasons. Obviously, I was thrilled to finally meet her. She felt like an old friend that I was seeing again after some long absence. But it was personally incredibly important to me. But it was also substantively important because we have worked with her closely over the last months to make sure that we understood what she thought was happening inside the country, that our policy was aligned with that, along with many other people inside with whom we've had constant interactions over the past 2+ years. So it was gratifying that she fully endorsed our engagement efforts and that she wants American support for the reformers. She thinks that's an important message to send. So that was a critical conclusion that came from both my private discussions and then her public comments.
What do you think she means to the people here in this country and to the United States' efforts to try to help bring about reform here?
She is so admired because of her steadfast dignity and determination, and the fact that she stands on her own for democracy, for freedom and justice. And then because of the connection with her father, who was the liberator who achieved independence for Burma, there's a sense of continuity and what might have been and what still could be. When I talk with people who are in the opposition, of course, in her party and elsewhere, in civil society, the ethnic nationalities, her name comes up all the time because people see her as their leader on behalf of a better Burma.
President Obama has recently said that his foreign policy focus is shifting away from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and to the Asia-Pacific region. How much of this trip is also aimed at sending a message to China that the United States can serve as a counterweight in this region?
This trip is not about anything other than the potential for American engagement to support the reformers inside of the country. And we have no concerns about Burma having good relations with China. They share a long border. It's a big neighbor that you have to figure out how to get along with. That is not anything that we have an interest in or an objection to. I think what President Obama was saying is that given our history, we have been a Pacific power, a resident power. We liberated the Pacific. We worked to, help the South Koreans withstand the brutal assault from the North. I mean, we have been in this region. But certainly over the last 10 years, because of our preoccupations with Iraq, with Afghanistan, there were doubts in the region that maybe we were no longer going to be paying attention, that we weren't going to play the role that historically we have played. And it was important for us to clearly, unequivocally state, we will be far, far into the future a Pacific power.
I wonder if you could reflect a bit on your own unique path. As you look back at everything that you have done, what do you think at this point is your greatest achievement?
Oh, I don't think like that. I have to confess, I try to live in the moment because there is so much that is going on every second. And this trip here to test the democratic movement and see whether it's real or not is such a great privilege for me to represent my country and to try to do what we possibly can to make this reform real. We're just going to get up every day and go to bat and try to advance America's interests and values, and sometimes we get on base, sometimes we even hit a home run, sometimes we strike out. So it's the kind of daily challenge that I'm just trying to manage. And maybe when I'm finished with the job, I'll look back and be able to answer your question.